Oh, great. Welcome, welcome. And so let's start today. Either sitting on the floor or sitting on a stool. I'm on a stool. And then we're just going to do a little bit of breathing to start with, and then we'll get up and we'll do some other things. So you could be standing, but I just think sitting is nice. It feels a bit more grounding. So we'll start with the gentle nostril breathing. So just take the fingertips, pop them either side of the nostrils. And we did this before once. So you're going to notice as you breathe in, your nostrils flaring open against your fingertips. And it's not a forceful thing. It's literally just noticing curiously. And as you exhale, they go in. And can you also notice that as your nostrils go open, also your ribs do. So if you stick a hand somewhere around the rib cage, you can just notice that the diaphragm will also gently expand like a parachute and then gently soften down again. So just do a few more of these. And you could also bring attention into your spine. So your spine is gently elongating. Good. Lovely. And then just continue breathing through your nose gently. So we're going to do, this is a bit more of a mindfulness exercise. And I think I have also done this once before. So if your arms get tired at any point, you can take them away. But you're going to put your hands just against your head. And what I want you to imagine is your head is like a container with water in it. Or it could be little pebbles or something like that. And you're going to gently roll your head forwards in your hands like this. And then the water, or the pebbles, whatever you want to imagine, is going to tip forwards with the movement, yeah? So put that in your mind, especially if you're a visual person. So you're just allowing, you're really feeling into that sensation of tipping and then tipping your head backwards. But it's not your head, it's a vessel filled with water or filled with pebbles, and go backwards. So you're really invested in the whole movement and coming slowly back into the center. And then you could also go sideways, tip to one side, to one ear. Feeling all the little pebbles fall down to one side. And you may want to close your eyes. Good. And if this is annoying the arms too much, of course, take your hands away, and you can easily do this without. And center. Good. And then take the arms away. And now I want you to take your bowl or your glass of water, swirl it slowly in a circle around, noticing or imagining what would happen as the water swirls around, the pebbles swirl around. Nice and slowly back into the center, and then just take it around in the opposite direction. Breathing through your nose. Really slowly. Good. And then just gently blink your eyes open if they're shut. Come up, stick your hands onto the center of your chest, the heart center. And now, a little bit similar, but it's a little harder to imagine as a glass or something, but you're going to just circle, but from the heart center. So you're going around in a little circle this way. Maybe do 2 or 3 circles. With that same quality of presence you were just using with your head. Noticing any sensations as you go around, and then go the other way. So you might feel the diaphragm a little bit. You might feel some of those breathing muscles in the chest. You might pick up any little bits of pockets of tension. So just gently moving through them. One more time. Good. Okay, and then let it go. See if you can bring this quality of attention to the rest of the class, which might be a bit more dynamic, but then, you know, especially in the slower moves. So we're gonna stand, find a spot. You can move the arms around with space. Okay, feet underneath the hip bones. Find the floor underneath you. Good, I'll give you a second. We're just gonna start with some exaggerated, let me come into, there we go, that's better. Some exaggerated shoulder rolls. So really roll the shoulders up and around. And you can even bend the knees and stretch the knees. So making it a little bit more of like a full bodied movement. Good. Nice big shoulder rolls. Even if it feels a little bit tense, you're moving through the tension. And then go one at a time. Can you continue to feel that inhale through your nose? And whether you're exhaling through your mouth or your nose, that matters less. Other way around as well. Forwards, allow the ribs to join in, so that movement from the chest you just found. Good, hands onto the shoulders and then just start to circle the elbows inwards, up and around. And allow your chest to get involved as well. So feeling the inhale as you open the chest. Exhale as you circle around. One more time. And around. Now, let the arms drop down. So this again is very mindful. So really focus on the quality of your presence. You're going to take your little finger, one hand. You're going to direct the little finger up above your head. And as it reaches the ceiling, you're going to turn your arm away and looking behind you, follow your little finger down behind you. And again, you're going to send the little finger up, nice and slow. Can you really follow your little finger with your eyes the whole journey through space? You're absolutely present through this whole movement, watching your finger traveling up and watching your finger traveling back and down. You're also going to be getting an opening, chest opening movement here. And then just switch the arms. Follow the other little finger straight up. Notice your spine lift as your arm turns and you're brushing that hand backwards. Nice. Let's do a couple more this side. Breathing in gently through your nose. Good, nice and slow. This is hard, especially if you're someone who likes to move quickly. One more time. Good. Okay, now you're going to take both arms, stretch both arms up and back behind you. And then you're going to bend the knees, and I'm going to go sideways so you can see better. Circle the arms forwards, bend the knees, make yourself into a big C shape. And then drop the arms, lift tall, and then circle them up behind you. Open the chest, lifting tall, and drive the arms forward. And you could breathe in as you open and lift. Really feel the feet against the ground underneath you, and send them forward. Two more, breathing in. And breathing out. And drop the arms, lift tall, inhaling. Exhaling. On this one, you're going to keep the arms reaching forwards. Now imagine your arms are being pulled further forward. So you're going to reach. And then you're going to let yourself fall gracefully over your feet. And you're going to just take some shoulder shakes. Shake the shoulders out like a rag doll. And you could even do some little head turns side to side as well. And then you're going to slowly roll up through your spine from the base of the spine, restacking one vertebra on top of the next, nice and tall. And just take a moment, take a breath in, let it go. Good. Okay, let's add some legs. So, 1 foot. Find your balance on 1 foot. Give yourself enough space that you can step backwards. It's a clue to what we're about to do. So 1 foot in the air. Just start to bend and stretch. And just find that balance, so grounding. Feel that foot against the floor, big toe, little toe, center of the heel bone. And you can also just check in, notice that your kneecap, if it's wandering inwards a little bit, you want to think about pressing it gently open. You can put a fingertip on the side of the thigh. It's quite a good tip, just to think of pressing that thigh into your fingertip. Now, when you've got your balance, you're going to then take it back into an airplane position. So 2 hip bones pointing towards the floor, so watch that you're not twisting. And then take the arms open, eyes watching towards the floor. Find a point to focus on if the balance is difficult. And then finding that floor through the foot, bending and stretching. And if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you lean further forwards and make that deep, deep, deep knee bend. Yeah, which is a little bit more challenging. Good. Now, last 1 or 2 of these. Keep reaching through the back leg. Nice. And if you fall over, don't worry about it. Fall over, start again. And then sweep the leg backwards, so you're in a lunge. Whoop. There we go, great. Check again the hip bones and the knee alignment. Reach the arms over your head. And you're going to reach them either side of the foot in front of you. So you're tapping the floor, bending through the front knee. Reach the arms back up over your head. Now you're going to bend the back knee. Whoop. And you could rotate the hands inwards and outwards. Bend through the front knee. That's just a little extra flourish if you want to make it more interesting. And come back. Bend the back knee. So you're going straight down. Pivot the little finger in and out. We go forwards. So 2 slightly different moves. And back up. Bend through the back knee. Gently engaging the abdominals, yes, just to support the spine. Forwards. Last 2 sets. And back. Bend through the back knee. Straight down with the spine. Straight up with the spine. Last one. Forwards. And back. And straight down to the floor. And up. Good. Bring the legs in. Give them a little shake. Well done, well done. Other side. So step forwards on the front foot. Give yourself enough space. You can step backwards. Find the balance. Start this one afresh, so you might feel a little different on this side. 2 sides are never the same, ever. Okay, so as you bend and stretch, feel the floor through the sole of your foot, the big toe, the little toe, the center of your heel bone. And then once you've found your balance, start to tip your hips forwards. So guys, if you have any issues with balance, you could always keep the toe on the floor. Yeah, that's another option. You can keep the foot right near the floor and then just test. And those who are really kind of able to go for a little bit more challenging, 2 hip bones pointing towards the floor always. And just start to make it deeper. See if you can really stretch your back leg away. Feel that spine elongating. This is harder for me on this side. I've had lots of surgeries on my left side and you can just feel, it's just, you know, you might find the same. One side is more challenging. Good, but treat it, you know, go for it with playful curiosity. Okay, last one, and then you're going to step back into your lunge. Reach your arms to the ceiling, deep breath. And we're going to glide the arms forwards. Tap either side of your foot. Bring it back. Bend the back knee. Rotate the little fingers inwards. Rotate them outwards. That's all. Go forwards, tap. Now, all of you, are you breathing? Yes. In through the nose, might be out through the mouth at this point. And down, and up. Good. Keep going. And down, and up. Last 2 sets. Well done. Down, and up. Last one. And down we go. and up. Bring it forwards. Give the legs a little shake. That should have warmed them up a little bit. Take the legs open nice and wide, second position. Think of really opening it across the fronts of the hips. You also want to make sure as you bend your knees that your kneecaps are directed over your second toes. So watch they're not going to roll forwards, yeah? Really opening. If in doubt, put your hands on the back of the thighs. And as you bend, press your thigh bones into your hands. Nice. And stretch. Really, really simple. Let's just do 10 of these. Opening and stretching. Of course, you could add arm weights if you wanted, but this is really just to get those hips opening. And stretch. 5 more. Breathing through the nose, feeling those ribs widen as you inhale. And 3. And stretch. And 2, wide, wide, wide. And stretch. And 1. Now you're going to go down again. Magic ball in the hands. Bend the knees. Take the ball and you're going to swivel it to the right. And now turn it in your hands and carry it very carefully over to the left. And turn it in the hands. Now, of course, the lower you are with the legs, the more the legs are going to be working. So I leave that up to you. And then the upper body, shoulders are relaxed and easy. We're really focused on carrying that very precious ball. Could be made of glass. Over. And circle. Last 2. Well done, everyone. The tough one on the legs. Bring it into the center. Bend the knees a little more if you can. Reach the arms over your head. Reach, reach, reach. And slowly, very slowly coming up. And circle the arms. Slow, slow, slow. Good. Well done. Okay, give the legs a shake. We will go to the backs of your mats and then we'll walk the hands forwards into a downward dog. So adjust anything you need, have some water. And then start at the back of your mat. I know you've just got my legs right now. Wait for long. Deep breath. Slowly roll through the spine forwards. And when you get there, you know, you could add again the jiggles. Absolutely. And then just walk your hands forwards along your mat so you're in a downward dog. And spread out the fingertips. Now just take your shoulders and lift your shoulders to your ears. And now can you do the opposite? Roll the shoulders open and away from your ears. So you're really supported underneath the armpits. And then can you rise up high onto your toes? And as you sink your heels down into the mat, can you extend through your spine, through your tailbone? Breathing in, rising up. Breathing out, sink the heels, extending through the tail. Nice. 2 more. And sink. Well done. 1. And bend the knees and come onto all fours. Good. I tuck myself in. Okay. Start with some little tailbone circles. Nice and easy. Very easy. Bellies are relaxed here. No need to suck in. Good. Can you go for the ribs? So circling the ribs up and around. Go for sea creature-like, jellyfish-like. Don't worry too much what it looks like. Just get those ribs moving. And enjoy it. Breathing deeply through the nose. Last one. And center, and then just round the spine, cat-like rounding. And reversing slowly, smoothly, opening, creating space and length. And rounding inwards, contracting, lifting, pressing through the hands, pressing through the legs. You can do a little test. Let the knees hover. Press. And reversing it. Do this in your own time, but also challenge your own rhythm. So if you know you speed through things, see if you can slow down. If you know you're a kind of person that moves more like a snail, then you can speed up a little bit. Okay. Release yourself into a long spine. You're going to take one arm to the ceiling, really extend up through the fingertips, and then thread that arm slowly. Can you follow your little finger like you did before? Follow the little finger. Underneath, take a breath. And bring it back. Same to the other side. Breathing in. Have a look at the little finger. And then send the little finger. Follow the little finger. All the way. Don't worry if you don't get all the way down to the shoulder. Breathing in deeply. Bring it back. Let's do that one more to each side. Little finger reaching up. Take a look. Follow the little finger the whole way. Breathing in. See if you can just rotate a little bit more through the upper back. And center. Other arm, last one. Little finger. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Good, nice everyone, looking great, big breath. And bring it back into the center, good. So let's just do a little bit for the upper body. Let's walk the hands slightly further forwards than the shoulders. You're going to rock your hip bones backwards, bend the elbows. We've done this loads of times, you know what you're doing. Squeeze the elbows in. Now really keep the squeeze, keep the squeeze, keep the squeeze. As you go forwards through your hands, keep squeezing the elbows into your sides till your triceps are burning, and press. Yeah? Don't let yourself off the hook with this one. Squeeze the elbows in. Good, keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Pour your body weight forwards right over your fingertips. And press. If you know you need to load this less, then keep the bend smaller in the elbows. Yeah, it can be really quite small if you need. Yeah, it can be tiny. If you know you can challenge yourself a little bit more, really bend the elbows. Obviously, don't let them go on the mat. Really bend them, keep the bend, keep squeezing. And press. Let's go one or two more. Well done. So you're really using your own body weight to load your arms, load your shoulders, load your wrists, which is really healthy, particularly for women. Last one, everyone. Over you go, and press. All right, sit your pelvis all the way to your heels into a child pose for a moment. Actually, let's do this. Let's take the hands and put them into the kidney area, so at the lower part of the ribs. Find the hollows with the heels of your hands. Wrap your hands around, and you can have your forehead pointing at the floor. I'm going to turn my head so you can hear me better. And then just allow your breath to really expand this area. And it's not forceful, it's just allowing. It's just bringing your awareness to it. Just notice, does that area expand into my hands? You're encouraging that lower part of the lungs to fill with air, which is encouraging the parasympathetic nervous system to be activated, so that calming effect, anti-anxiety effect, which we all need. Good. Okay. Slowly walk your hands forwards again. We're going to do one more for the upper body. So take yourself forwards, rotate the fingertips inwards, go into either a sort of a half plank position that you know you can really pour your body weight forwards without losing the middle. Or of course, if you're super strong in the upper body, you can go for a full plank. I really leave that up to you. I'm going to go for half plank because my upper body's naturally not as strong as my lower body. Okay, so lift the bellies, let's go. Elbows opening nice and wide. And of course, if this is too much for you, which it might be, you could do it in all fours, yeah? And that's still loading, so you choose. Yeah, but really important is keeping this belly nice and lifted to support your lower back. This is looking very good, everyone. Very nice. Let's go for a few more. Nice and slow, so quality over quantity. Widening the shoulders. Drawing the shoulders away from your ears, especially if you know your shoulders tend to creep up there. Can you notice the fingertips really activating? Last one or two. Good. Okay, and rest, and rest. Lovely. Open the knees a little bit wider than your hip bones, and let's just take some juicy hip circles. All the way around. Allow your pelvis to go right down to your heels in a big, smooth, circular movement. Check in with your breath. Are you breathing through your nose? Nice and easy, nice and deep. Other way around as well. So notice this is not only a movement of the hips, it's also a movement of the shoulders. So also circling. Okay, you're also doing a circular movement with your shoulders against your spine. Last one. Okay, lovely, jubbly. Either take one more child pose and have a moment, a few breaths, if you need it today, or stop, have a drink. Either way, in a moment, we'll meet on our backs. Yeah, I'm going to spin the camera slightly. Okay, great stuff. Let me see if anyone else has managed to join. Hi, Charlotte. Great. Okay. Fabulous. If you do have a little ball and you want to use your little ball, have it to one side. And also, if anyone's interested in getting one, I know a lot of you have been doing the class quite regularly and you want to get one, they're super cheap on Amazon. They're like £7 and they're very, very handy. Yeah, so I just get in contact and I'll send you a link. They're called overballs. So just where you are, either with a ball between the knees, if you have one, and just gently rock your lower back into the mat and rock your lower back away from the mat and just do a few little rocks. See if you can, on the exhale, engage up through the pelvic floor and then release away. Yeah. And as we start to connect into the pelvic muscles, just notice the abdominals gently flattening against your spine and then releasing. So it's as important to be able to release a muscle as it is to contract it, to make it efficient. Rocking and releasing. One more, and gently rocking and releasing. Good. I've slightly changed my mind. Sorry, guys, if you put a ball between your knees, because I want to do an exercise because there was a question asked this morning about abdominal hernias and things. So I'm going to do an exercise which is a little bit more specific for that, but it's great for just stability anyway. Okay, so find those abdominals, get the fingertips in there. So as you exhale, can you just notice that the deep abdominals gently contract towards the center of your stomach, so towards the belly button. So you want to visualize almost like between the hip bones drawing together. Yeah, and as you do that, can you maintain that? And then just slowly take one knee open to the side, but without allowing the pelvis to roll with the knee. So you don't want to sort of, whoop, I'm exaggerating, but that's essentially you're loading. You're adding a little bit of weight and hold, hold, hold. Just see if you can keep that contraction towards the center line of the abdominals and bring the legs slowly back. It's a very low load exercise and we'll make it harder in a moment. But for the time being, just do a couple to each side, allowing the other knee to open whilst contracting gently through the abdominal wall and bringing it slowly back again. Yeah, just do this one more to each side, nice and slow. Just notice fingers in the abdominals. Are my abs sort of relaxing at a certain point? Can we just keep them gently contracting? Breathing in through the ribs, so the lower ribs. And this is literally, you shouldn't be like this all the time. This is just work to strengthen the abdominal wall. We don't want to be contracted in this position all the time, right? And let's take one leg in the air. We do the same thing. So try and keep the hips still. We're just loading it a little bit more. So opening a knee to the side. And notice if you're rolling to one side or not. You could, of course, do this lying on a ball as well. You have to make it even more wobbly. And center. Just do this 2 more with the leg in the air. And in. This is super controlled, very, very safe if you do have any kind of abdominal wall issues. And in. Okay, release it down. Do the other side. Pick up, float the knee into the air. And then gently just testing, really. Do it curiously. And come back. One side might feel a little easier to control than the other side. Checking in with the breathing. Hands on is super helpful, yeah? Otherwise, I don't know what's going on with my hands up there. Get your hands on. And in. Okay, fantastico. Then, if you do have a ball, put it back between the knees. If you don't, leave it to one side. You've got to press the feet into the ground and just hover your hips into the air, just off the mat, so you can just slide a hand underneath. Notice that the glutes, the back of the hips has to switch on a little tiny bit. And then you're just going to walk through the feet. One heel lifting, one heel sinking. Up and down, little walks. Just for 10, 9, 10, being aware of the abdominals contracting. Release your pelvis back down again. This is a tiny, tiny hover. Again, find the floor through your feet, hover the hips into the air. Now you can do the same things. One knee going to the side, but try and keep both hips pointing upwards. If you have a ball between your knees, you have the option to keep this movement very, very, very small so you don't lose the ball. And then squeeze it into the center. If you don't have a ball, you're maybe opening that knee further, but really control the hips. It's actually quite hard. It's actually quite challenging. Really keep the hip bones pointing towards the ceiling as the knee goes open and the knee closes. And you're really focusing on drawing that center line. So the 2 sides of the abdominals drawing into the center. And in. Let's do 2 more. Keep those hands on. Bottom is just hovering, so you can slide a hand underneath. And center. Good, and release it down. I find that surprisingly hard. I don't know about you. Okay, we're going to go into a full bridge this time. I'll add some of the stuff you normally do. Definitely, if you have a ball, use a ball or a cushion. Roll yourself slowly up, so scoop through the pelvic floor, into the lower abs, peel slowly up through your spine. Little squeezes of the ball. Squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Keep going. Make sure your chest is softening down towards the mat. Also make sure your pubic bone there, the bottom or the top of the pelvis, is scooping towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing, 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 squeezing. Now you're going to lower the pelvis down towards the mat, nearly touch and scoop it up for 10 and 9. And again, notice I've got my hands there because I'm scooping and I'm feeling that the pubic bone is directing the movement. So it's going up towards the ceiling. And you should feel those glutes switching on if they're not already. Inner thighs are engaging too. Good. If you know you carry tension in the upper chest, soften that right down. Bra strap area should be on the mat. Good. Last 2. 1. Stretch the arms over your head. Take a nice deep breath. Roll yourself slowly down to the mat. Good. Okay, lose the ball for the next one. Bring the arms forwards. Roll yourself back up into a bridge. Either you're going to float a heel in the air or more loaded whole leg in the air. Down and up for 10. We go. And 1. Supporting leg is working really hard. 3, 4, 5. 5, really squeeze it. 6, 7, buns of steel. 8, 9, 10. Extend your leg towards the ceiling, reach the arms as well if you can. Take a little moment, take a breath. And now slowly with control, bring it down, change the legs, come down in between if you need to. Either the heel in the air or the whole leg in the air. And we go down and up for 10. 1. Remember, pubic bone is going up. Yeah, so you're not pushing up from your chest, you're pushing up from the pubic bone. 4, 5, keep breathing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it, extend the leg, extend the arms, take a breath. Relax your face, and release your foot down. Extend your arms over your head, take a deep breath. Now melting like an ice cream, melt your face, throat, chest. Rolling back down nice and smoothly to your mat. Hug your knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Yes, good. And then open and circle around a few times. Really nice jelly-like hips. Lovely. And then you're going to put your feet on the mat, but this time, can you take them nice and wide, about mat width apart? Arms out into a T shape. And you're going to roll both knees to one side. So it's different than the normal hip roll. So you allow that leg that is rolling inwards, really, to drop the knee. And see if you can go for a little stretch through the outside edge of that hip. You could even add, so if you grab the wrist on that side, a little stretch up in that direction. So it's a bit more of a psoas side stretch. Good. And then slowly bring it back through the center. Rolling both knees over. So the knee, the thigh that's rolling internally, inwards, you want to drop through that thigh, and then you could add, same arm, a stretch through that whole side. Don't forget to breathe. And slowly bring it back. Good. Bring the arms out to the side, bring the feet and knees together. Just do a regular one this time that we normally do. So keeping the feet and the knees glued together, rolling slowly overhead in the opposite direction. And this one's really safe for any abdominal wall issues too, because it's very supported. It's not loaded. Slowly over, breathing in deeply. Breathing out and bring it back to the center. Glorious. Okay, bring the feet hip distance apart. Take the hands, you know what's coming. Bring them behind your head. Big deep breath. As you curl forwards, just draw your eye line between your knees. Bring the elbows in so you can see them. Take a deep breath. This one's also safe for hernias, this basic one. And coming back down. Good. Breathing in, elbows in. Breathing out, curl forwards. Inhaling. Exhaling. Can you pull the belly button down even more? And release back. If it makes you do a little judder, that's excellent. Elbows coming in. Breathing out, curl. Deep breath. Breathing out. And release. Okay, we're going to add, inhale, elbows, exhale, curl forward. So you're just going to take a walk through the legs. One leg lifting and down. Second leg lifting and down. This is also really nice and light. 4, 5. Keep imagining those abdominals drawing together and down. 7, 8, 9, 10. Release down for a moment. Good, excellent. We're going to do the same thing with a twist this time. So also another good one could do for abdominals, walls, weaknesses, the knee open to the side with a tiny head lift. Yeah, that one, you could do that, okay, as an alternative. Otherwise, guys, you're going to twist, one knee in the air, elbow to knee, and down. Actually staying up, so you're going to go there, and change. As soon as you touch the floor, you change, and change, and change, That's 6 and 7 and 8. Touch the elbow to knee, 9, 10, and release it down. Beautiful. Good, good, good. Knees in the air. All right. And we're going to reach one leg forwards and the other knee in with a twist. 1, changing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Faster for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hug the knees in for a little moment. Take a deep breath. We're just going to do a few of these ones, okay? So you're going to curl forwards to both knees. Head goes down, and now you stretch both legs out as low as you can without losing the support of your lower back, yes? Bend them in, curl, and reach. And curl. Reach. Blowing out birthday candles. Breathing out. And breathing in, reach. And breathing out, curl. Inhale, reach. Last 2. Curl. And reach. Last 1. Okay, and reach. One more for that. Bend the knees in. Give them a hug. Roll a little side to side. If you're, you'll get a little bit of tension in the neck, you can roll your head gently side to side as well. Good, that's excellent. Feet, let's keep the legs in the air for some hip rolls. Or you can of course keep them on the ground, yeah? Knees in the air, squeeze the legs together. Slowly, slowly take both knees over to one side. The head is rolling in the opposite direction. Big breath in. Breathing out, rolling back. Breathing in nice and slow. Breathing out, abs gently engaging, so drawing the abs to your spine. Really controlled. You could add a leg stretching, top leg stretching. Bend it in, make sure the knees stay together. Yeah, knees stay together. Extend through the top leg, it might not get straight yet. And center. You could go for 2 leg stretching. So you go over, abs engage, really engage the abs if you're going to stretch both legs out, yeah. And bring them back. Over you go, abs engage in 2 leg stretch. And let's repeat one more of whatever version you're doing. And center, good. Very nice, everyone. And center. Okay, give the legs a gentle hug. Extend your legs towards the ceiling. Let's take a couple of rollovers just for fun. Anyone who has any neck issues, maybe leave this one out, as in like disky neck. Yeah, I'm talking about that kind of thing, or high blood pressure. Yeah, otherwise, whoop, legs over. Press through the arms, use the arms to help you. Don't turn your head like I just did, don't do it. Flex the feet, and then you're going to slowly take your time, roll back down through your spine, breathing your way back down. And circle the legs together. Just 1 or 2 more of these. Breathing out. Open the legs, flex through the feet, and slowly taking your time, rolling, rolling, rolling. Good. Last one, everyone. So if you know you shouldn't be doing loaded flexion, then leave this one out because this is loaded flexion, especially for the neck. Good. When you get down, bend the knees, stretch, put one foot down on the floor, extend the other leg towards the ceiling and just flex through that foot gently and circle your ankle around a few times. Nice big ankle circles. And the other way. Keep trying to sink your bottom. So even if you put your hand underneath the hip, keep trying to sink it down into your hand or into the floor. Good. Bend the knee. Walk the hands to the calf muscle, curl forwards. And either keep the foot flat, you could extend it out if you're feeling nice and flexy. Extend your leg towards the ceiling. It doesn't matter, it doesn't need to get straight or anything like that, as long as you're getting a stretch. And then just roll yourself back down to your mat, bringing your leg with you. You'll feel more of a pull now. See if you can relax your face. Flex your foot. Can you spread out your toes and draw them towards your face? Can you flex both feet? Reach both heels away? Yes. Can you take it slightly across your midline? Even just a tiny, tiny bit. Again, this is fine, even a very small amount. Excuse me. Okay, and center. Release the knee in. Give it a gentle squeeze. You can even roll it to the side a little, opening out both hips. And change sides. Hand behind your thigh. Extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Circle your ankle around a few times. Nice big circles. Give that foot some love. And the other way. Good. Bend the knee. Walk your hands around your calf muscle. Either you can extend the underneath leg or keep it bent. Slowly unfold. And then roll yourself back down to the mat. Bring that leg with you. Yes, you should feel a nice stretch. I don't know, maybe it's horrible. It may not be nice. But just see if you relax into it. Take a breath. Let the breath out. Nice big sighs. It's great. And then flex your foot, both feet. Spread out or fan out those toes. Draw them towards your face. Yes, reaching through both heel bones. And then slightly across your midline. Oh, that one gets me. Okay, back to the center. Release it, let it go. Stretch out both legs, stretch out both arms. Take a deep breath. And then on your out breath, you're going to roll yourself up. Whoop, over to your toes. Okay, and then lift up nice and tall. Feet together. Just take those legs out into a froggy. You could use your elbows just to kind of fan out the thighs. That's it. Take a moment there. Breathing through the nose. Okay, marvelous. Let's go on our sides. So ideally facing me like this, mat horizontal to camera so you can see. We're gonna wham through a few glutes and then we'll do another nice kind of upper body, more mindful exercise. If you do want a cushion underneath your head or a yoga block or something, grab one. Oh, mine's not to hand. Okay, bring the heels back so you can see that. So if you look down, check the back of the hips, stick a hand there at the back of the pelvis. Your fingertips should line up with your heel bones. Yeah, and then you've absolutely got it. And whether you want to keep the heels on the floor or in the air, that doesn't matter. Toes open, heel bones together. Top hand then goes on the top hip because you're checking that your top hip is not rolling around. You want to keep the top hip pointing forwards. So the pelvis is staying stable. Yes, and the abs gently, gently engaging just to stop that rolling around happening. Squeeze and open the knee. And then down. Gluteals working. So you could always just check, put the fingertips into the back of the hip. Feel that the glutes, the bottom muscles are squeezing. And then slowly releasing with control. Yeah, it's a controlled release. Squeezing open and slowly back down. Don't worry if the knee doesn't go really, really open like this. Yes, if you get somewhere there, but the glutes are firing, that's excellent. And just going into, pushing into your range. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And down. 5 more. Upper body relaxed, face relaxed, easy. Lovely. 3. And 2. And let's go for 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release the feet and the knees down, Charlie Chaplin ones. So you're going to point the knee inwards. And there's, you know, anyone with has had hip surgeries, they can't go into that position. You start parallel, and then you go up from there, parallel, and up from there, yeah? Everyone else, tap the knees together, rotate the knee open, and tap back down again. And open, and tap back down. But the key really is keeping the pelvis. So if you imagine like a lock, the pelvis is like the lock structure, and then the key being your leg. So you're moving your leg within your hip joint, but you're keeping your hip joint fixed. Yeah, which means your glutes have to work. Ha ha ha. Okay, what are we on? I don't know. 7 and 8. Squeeze it up. 9 and 10. Okay, release it down. So you're lucky, it's all we've got time for. Grab a hold of your top ankle and then just take your ankle backwards. Make sure that your knee is aligned with your hip joint. So you don't want your knee up there, and you also don't want your knee plopped down on your other one. What is about in line with your hip joint? And then you're going to get the deepest stretch through your hip flexor, through your quadriceps. Pull the knee down and back, but don't allow the belly to fall out. So lift, imagine a hand stroking up the front of your body, really lifting through there. You can almost tilt the bottom forwards, and that will give you even more of a stretch. Couple of breaths, just letting the air really go and releasing any tension you can on the out breath. Wonderful. Okay, 2 arms reaching forwards. Bend the knees up even higher. This is where you might want, if you can see like my head's kind of down here, which for me is okay, but for some of you may want to have your head up on a cushion. Top hand. You're going to extend your top arm forwards, and now you're going to drag your hand along your underneath arm. Can you really, it's a little bit like following the fingers like we did before. So really follow with your eyes, follow your fingers as it strokes along your chest and open. And then again, find the fingers and stroke the arm up towards the ceiling like you're closing a broadsheet newspaper, all the way forwards. Again, reach forwards with the arm, and then you're going to bend the elbow and stroke the fingers. But can you look with your eyes at your fingers? Can you follow the fingers through their movement in space, noticing the space around you as the arm glides forwards through it? It's a really good way to bring you into your body, into your senses, when you can start to really notice sensations like skin, touch, light, space, what's around you. It takes you out of your head and more into your senses, into your body, which is amazing for reducing stress, calming anxiety. Last one, everyone. Helping the body to process emotions. Good. When you have finished your last one, take your time, bring yourself over to the other side. See if you can continue this good quality presence. Roll yourself over. That's it. Get the heels in line with the bottom. Have a look down, take the hand, fan it out, and then stick it on the back of the pelvis, and your fingertips should line up with the heel bones. Good, either in the air or on the floor. Squeeze the heels together, toes apart, and rolling. So notice the hips with your hand, hip bone pointing straight forward. Yeah, good, nice. After a while, your body will remember the position, but for the time being, you know, to teach it, to remember a position, it's really good to get your hands on there and feel where everything is. That's 5, squeezing. Squeeze the back of the hip, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 6. Yeah, really activate your gluteals. 7. And 8. Noticing that the abdominals are just supporting They're not going crazy. They don't need to be clenched. They're just gently activated. 10 little pulses. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release the feet and the knees down. Knees together. Top hand on the top hip. Keep the pelvis still. Rotate and then back down. And rotate in the hip joint and down. And 3 and down. You got it. 4, looking good, and down. 5. Yeah, can you notice if your pelvis is rolling around a little bit, just put a little more attention into keeping it still, but don't beat yourself up over it. And last one, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, and release it. Good. Give that hip a little rub. Take a hold of your ankle and take that knee back. So remember, not knee up, not knee dropping, somewhere in the middle. Really scoop the belly upwards. Scoop it. Lovely. One more deep breath. Okay, and release it. And then just bring the knees up nice and high, so as though you're sitting on a chair. This just keeps your pelvis in a good position, that's all. Yeah, and then take the arms out, cushion under the head if you want, a yoga block. And then you're going to stroke the arm, well, you're going to reach the arm forwards along the floor, firstly, and then you're going to draw a line with your fingertips on your underneath arm. Feel the sensation on your skin, feel the sensation across your chest, and then let your fingertips open out. So you're in a long open position, deep breath here, looking at the fingertips. And now just notice, follow those fingers through the space you're in. And notice around you what the space is you are in. Again, it's just learning to be really observant. Dragging the finger, nice and easy. No crazy amounts of effort required here. Just focus. Nice. You'll find as you do this with more focus, it may take you longer to do it. Yeah, that's fine. Last one. Follow those fingers, nice and slow. Follow, follow, follow. Fantastic. Okay. So, Ida, I'm going to do very quick glute stretches. It is 11, so if anyone needs to hop off, I know someone had a meeting or something. Hop onto your back, we'll just do a glute stretch. If you want to do a pigeon stretch and you'd rather do that, go for it. Otherwise, foot across, either this one, yes, or you could do double knee cross and grab the ankles. I'm doing this more for ease of changeover time today, so it's quite a nice, easy one to stay on the back. And can you, if I spin around to face the camera, I don't have to point my bottom straight at the camera, but can you see my ankle? So you're trying, especially underneath ankle, you're trying to lift upwards and you're also trying to roll the pelvis down at the same time. Yeah. If the knees are not good on this one, you go back to this one. Okay, one more deep breath. Let it go. And switch. Other knee on top. That's it. Try not to grab the toes or the insteps particularly, because if you're like me, they're super bendy. And so gripping onto the ankle bones or even the heel bones. Heels are quite good too. Much better. Drawing those up and in. Rolling the hips down to the mat. Taking a few deep breaths. As you take your deep breaths, can you let your face melt? Can you let your eyes soften? Mouth soften. One more breath here. Good, let it go, let it go. Okay, just to get ourselves up, Let's go to all fours. We'll just go into a downward dog, roll up through the spine to finish. Knees underneath the hip bones, hands underneath the shoulder bones. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide. Gently lifting through your centers, tuck the toes, slowly unfold into a downward dog. And just on the spot walking. Can you check in with your breath? Are you breathing nice and freely? Let the hips move around. Yes, have a little stretch. And then when you're ready, walk the feet forwards to your hands. Hands to the feet. And letting the head hang. Find your feet, find the tripod, big toe, little toe, center of your heel. Start to pull your weight down into the feet, down into the ground underneath you as you begin to roll slowly up through your spine to stand. Good. And when you get up there, just notice your standing posture. Notice, can you improve it a little bit? Can you be really in your spine? Okay, good, well done. Maybe walk around a little bit taller today. I don't think I can, unmute you.
Thanks, Bex. That was lovely. Really lovely. Thank you.
Pleasure. Have a great day, everyone. Any questions, of course, please jump on and ask. Otherwise,
lovely. Thank you.
Pleasure, pleasure. And see you all next week.
See you next week. Yeah.
All right. Lots of love.
Bye.
Hey, are you trying to say something? I think you're muted.
I said, Sonia, I'll call you.
Oh, hi, Gay, you're there. I wondered